This is the Blurring Out with Eric Blair show, and today I'm pleased to have Brooklyn, lead vocalist of the band Picture Me Broken. How did you discover your voice?
You know, I was really a choir nerd. I'd kind of gone into third grade. I entered a new elementary school, and there was a really good music program, and this drama teacher kind of formed a relationship with me and encouraged me to audition for some plays and try out for the choir. So that's really my first singing experience, and you know, I just started auditioning for plays. I played the Wicked Witch in Wizard of Oz. I played Captain Hook in Peter Pan, kind of got stereotyped as the villain, and eventually I discovered my love of rock music, and then it transferred over.
How did the band get together, Picture Me Broken?
We also met at the same school that I attended, 3rd through 8th grade, and we had been friends since we were 8 years old, and then eventually I heard about them jamming together. They were just playing some, you know, Nirvana covers, Green Day covers, and then I kind of just went up to them and asked if I could try to come to one of their practices, and then it just sort of clicked, and we were playing, you know, what was popular. You know, that's right around when American Idiot was released, so that was huge, and we were just playing the Green Day album straight through, and then we started playing church festivals, and it just sort of stuck, and we were called Lane 4 back then, actually. But I still consider it the same band. Your
father is Gregg Allman from the Allman Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question to you is, has he given you any advice?
He's very much about making your own name for yourself, and like just as he did, he built his own fan base, he built everything himself, so it hasn't really been a huge influence in my life. I mean, I'll go to visit him, and he's very supportive of me. He's very complimentary of my voice and my writing, but it doesn't really extend past that for the most part.
So his approval is not important to you?
It's not. Well, he approves of me, but you know, I've never been one to bank on his name or try to ride on his coattails or anything like that, because I really think we're in such separate genres. It really doesn't even make a difference to our fan base or anyone who listens to our music. But you know, I really respect him as a musician, and it's cool to be able to talk with him about the industry sometimes.
Are you glad that he's your father?
Yeah, I'm very glad he's my father. I mean, he's an incredible musician and a great person, and it's nice to be able to talk to someone who's already been where I'm trying to go.
You don't feel cheated at all from the relationship, do you?
No, not at all. I mean, like, I understand what he does, and his career, I can never expect him to be like a normal dad, like, you know, and the kids, like, my friends have, who I go to high school with, because, you know, he's got a very different career. It's a very different lifestyle, but I'm glad he's not a traditional father, and I'm glad that I have that unique element in my life.
So what do you think makes Picture Me Broken unique in a world of screamo rock and roll? You
know, I think all of those subgenre musical trends are very ephemeral in this industry. You know, I don't want to be a flash-in-the-pan artist, but I really feel like we have something really unique to offer to the industry. I mean, I'm 17 years old. I'm a female in hard rock music. We're not up there playing pop punk or adhering to any musical trends, and we're really trying to capitalize on musicianship and intricacy in our writing. So I think that stands for itself.
What gives you the most confidence in Brooklyn?
The fact that I feel like a lot of people don't start trying to achieve their goals until later in life, and I'm actually proud of the fact that I began chasing what I wanted to get out of life since I was 12 years old, and I'm happy to see myself at a point at this young age that I actually am happy with, and I'm glad to be at this point, and I'm glad to say that I'm younger than most people in this industry.
How are you avoiding the temptations of sex, drugs, and rock and roll?
It's just never really appealed to me. I mean, I've never been into partying. I'd go to high school, I'd never go to parties, I'd stay home and write and practice piano. And I feel like if you want to get somewhere and you want to get to where you want to be, you can't be distracted by such, you know, it's a waste of time, in my opinion. I mean, I have so much I want to do. I don't have time to have those distractions in my life.
What was the best part of appearing as one of Revolver's hottest chicks in metal?
That was really flattering. I was really happy that they featured me in that article. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time with the shoot, and then when the magazine came out, it was really, it really let reality set in of how far the band has come, and it was really a trip for me, definitely.
How does being a classically trained musician give you an edge in the music business?
I think it's essential. I think studying your theory and you know, I'd been taking piano lessons when I was 8 years old until I was like 13 or 14, and I think it gave me such a background that I could capitalize on, and I could further develop you know, my craft. And I think starting out with the basic classical training, it has endless benefits.
Some people consider your music to be screamo, but you don't really like that title.
I don't like trends. I don't like subgenres. I like to just refer to music as rock, if it's rock.
And you guys are pretty rocking.
Yeah.
And very progressive. The stuff that the guys in your band are playing and that you're writing is very progressive. It's not your typical, you know, 4/4 time type of music.
We try to go beyond cliches with our writing, and you know, I love to add symphonic textures or any kind of unique element that I possibly can, because I think it's really essential to distinguish yourself in your music, because there's so much out there available right now in the industry today that anything you can do to set yourself apart, you should do.
What do you say to the blabbermouth.net naysayers who denounce Picture Me Broken as nothing more than another emo band that looks like they were custom made by Disney?
I would rather have someone hate my band than have someone be indifferent to my band. Honestly, if no one hates you in this industry, you're doing something wrong. I'd rather have people talking about us, and I'd rather people get worked up enough to the fact that they'll go on those sites and post things, because essentially that's the essence of success.
How did you go from the last album, Dearest I'm So Sorry, into Wide Awake?
I think we really matured as writers. I mean, the fact that we are so young, it kind of, people explain our growth as in dog years. It's like we had a little more time on that one too. It wasn't as rushed, so we could be a little bit more selective about the songs we chose, and we work with some different producers. And you know, eventually I'd like to extend the writing process even more. But Wide Awake's definitely a better example of where we are as musicians.
Off Wide Awake, tell me what inspired the song "Live Is Evil" spelled backwards.
I think the lyrics were really inspired by the music. We definitely write the instrumentation first more often. And it was so high energy. I really wanted to write a song that people could see as anthemic, and it's really just about fleeing from negative influences and those who doubt you.
What about Darwin's song?
Darwin's song is a little different. I'm actually, some of the people in the band too are actually like religious skeptics, and you know, I've always considered myself an atheist, though I'm very accepting towards our fans of other religions and religious backgrounds. But it's really a song that I just hope it makes people question and sit back and think about it a little bit, because you know, I'm kind of a nerd in the sense that I read a lot of secular biology, and I'm a big fan of Richard Dawkins and Christopher Hitchens.
Wow.
And it really, it's something I've been passionate about since I was in 6th grade even, and you know, I really thought I wanted to write a song about it to kind of verbalize my beliefs and maybe get people to think it's really just about embracing the life we're in rather than living for an afterlife that may or may not be there.
Do you think that Christianity puts limitations on our life?
I definitely think so. I think it could hold people back in many ways.
And in what ways? Can you break that down a little bit?
I just feel like we should embrace this life we're given now rather than spending this life focusing on getting into another life.
You don't think that people can do both, that they can worship God and enjoy this life?
I think some people can, but honestly, I do see a lot of pressure as far as the lifestyles that they lead, and I also feel that so many of the ideals are contradicted by scientific evidence that I wouldn't base my life around something that doesn't have something solid supporting it.
So where do you find your spiritual strength from? Or do you even consider yourself to be
I don't consider myself spiritual.
You're not spiritual
Not
at all?
At all.
So you find your strength within yourself?
Yeah, I find strength in, you know, humanity, just the way humans were put on this earth. I think that we're strong enough, and I think there's enough here to offer that I don't need to focus on anything else to, you know, ease the harsh realities that we face in this life.
How hard is it juggling the band and school? Because I know that you are still in school, correct?
Yes. Actually, I'm in online school this year because my schedule is getting crazy.
How's that working out for you?
It's so much better. I wouldn't be here right now if I was in regular school, but it's been a lot better because I've had a much more flexible schedule, and I'm not going to just drop out. I think everyone needs to be educated, and I think education is so important to anyone, and I think it's essential to be educated to be in any industry, even the music industry. So I definitely want to finish, and eventually I may try to get some sort of college degree.
What's your greatest fear?
My greatest fear? Failure.
And what brings you the most peace in your life?
Definitely music. I feel like writing is the greatest tool to bring calm and peace into your life because you can express anything, and it's I think any artist uses that as their means of finding peace and finding clarity.
How would you define the word love?
Love. Well, I'm very young. I can't answer that question yet.
So love, the first thing you may think of when I mention that word is that you may think of a love between a boy and a girl. Mm-hmm. Is that the only way that you can define love in your mind?
I feel like I love what I do. I love my career. I feel like you can find love through pursuing your passion. Like, I think my greatest love in my life is my career and what I do, and I get the most enjoyment from seeing my hard work succeed.
Makeup must-haves, and name them.
I'm kind of a makeup fiend, but I love Makeup Forever products. Mm-hmm. I love their bronze pigment eyeshadow. It's really metallic and pretty. And then I'll always put like the white shimmer on the inner corners, and definitely some Tarantino products. I love her jewelry and her makeup.
In 2009, you won an MTV VMA for Best Bay Area Breakout Band. How did that encourage you as a band?
I think that right there was paramount to our success, and we wouldn't be where we are today
without
that opportunity. I think it built our fan base so much, and it really made us come together as a band and see ourselves doing this as a career and see a future for it. And I think it really just jump-started everything for us. Seeing ourselves aired on MTV, just that alone is so inspiring, and it really fueled us.
You sing, but you also scream in the band, but you got two other guys in the band that scream also.
Yes. Connor's our drummer, and he does the lower death growls and the Cookie Monster screams, as we call them. And then we have Austin doing some mid-range screams, and he plays bass.
What are some hot bands that you're totally into right now?
AFI. Since I was in 5th grade, I think Davey Havok's really influenced me as both a lyricist and as a person. I love how cryptic and poetic his lyrics are, and it kind of just shaped my writing style. Just from listening to him it was really the first album I purchased on my own as a kid, and it's definitely shaped everything I've done in music.
Do you have the whole catalog?
Absolutely.
So you have the old school stuff that was on Nitro?
I have the old stuff.
That stuff's good.
It is good.
It's very Misfits-ish.
Yeah, it's like, I think they're so cool because you can listen to their entire discography, and it sounds like 5 different bands, yet I still love it, but there's so much diversity to them, and they really go through phases, and I really respect that in them as artists.
Have you met Davey Havok?
Yes.
Okay, and tell me about that experience.
I've met him a couple times. Once it was kind of awkward. I was in Hollywood, and he was walking out of Crunch Fitness, and I spotted him from...
Oh my God.
I was up here on the escalator, he was down there. I'm like, it's Davey Havok. And then I run down the escalator, and I get to him. I don't know what to say, so I just blurt out, I love you. And then he was very nice.
Now, let's remember that, people, Crunch Fitness.
Oh, no.
No, Crunch Fitness. We are here to pump you up.
I think it's really cool when musicians work out, too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm about leading a healthy lifestyle. I'm not into the no sleep, drugs, no working out type thing that a lot of musicians do.
So you know what we call that on the Blaring Out with Eric Blair
what do you
show?
Call that?
Healthy anarchy.
Yes.
Yes. So
I
now,
want to join.
Brooklyn, it's been great having you on the Blaring Out with Eric Blair show.
For having
You rock. You're a star.
Thank you.
Blaring Out with Eric Blair show with Brooklyn of Picture Me Broken.
Tears stuck at the corners of my eyes. I won't let them go this time. You're here again. The rush begins, a line of joy and suicide. I can't find the words to say this. I'm running out of patience. Dearest, I'm so sorry you're disturbed. You know I'd hang on every word. With each breath you take, I think I've learned. Careful, you might get burned.
Signing off.
Blaring Out Show.